Hey everyone, Ben Coomber Radio, episode number 208. Now, this is a quick Monday show. I'm going to rattle through a question that has been sent in it's kind of about appetite. I think this is quite interesting because although not a huge amount of people suffer with this, I think it is a problem. I think if you're a coach, you're going to encounter this problem. And also, I'm now really going to talk about the way to kind of bulk up your diet a little bit more when it needs to be. There's always occasions where we need more calories than we're potentially taking on board, or have the appetite to take on board, or have the time to take on board. So anyway, let's get into the question. Grant Miller says, Ben, thanks for the content you put out. It's been very helpful on my fitness journey, but I have a quick question for you. Due to the unpredictability of work, I go to the gym first thing in the morning, roughly within 1 hour of waking up. I have been training fasted, but find that I'm not hugely hungry immediately after working out. Also, my size has not increased and strength gains are stalling on some lifts as well. Additionally, not being hungry makes it difficult to get sufficient calories in, and the meal timing is unpredictable due to work. Would it be beneficial to have a shake with proteins and carbs on the way to the gym? Should I make a large shake and have half before the gym and half after? Thank you for any insight and help. Grant, or everyone in general, yes, and yes. This is where liquid nutrition is absolutely golden for people that don't have that great an appetite, for people that struggle to get overall calories on board, for people that are moving around, really busy with work, they don't get the chance to just sit down for 20 minutes and enjoy a meal. These are all perfect opportunities. Now, let's look at some of the actual dynamics of the strategies and try and make them as healthy as possible. You could have something like a whey protein shake and a piece of fruit. Very quick, very simple. I'm a big fan of a whey protein shake and a banana before the gym, 45 minutes, an hour before the gym. Let it digest a bit, get stuck in. It's protein and carbs. I would rather the carbohydrate came from whole food sources, if possible, rather than just sort of like maltodextrin, dextrose, that kind of stuff. So if you could get a banana, apple, pear, whatever you fancy really, and have that. You could then look to make smoothies. So my favourite protein shake or smoothie is strawberry whey protein, frozen mixed berries. They have to be, for me, mixed berries because they've got the red currants and little black currants in them, and it makes the shake a lot sourer, and I like that. Little bit of peanut butter, and then you can either use water or coconut milk or milk, whole milk, semi-skim milk, etc. That's my favourite simple shake. Obviously, that's going to be more calorific. So now we're looking at boosting calories via liquid nutrition, and I would use smoothies. So I don't really ever let the excuse, I can't eat enough to put on muscle or gain strength, because it's just so easy to put calories away. I could drink a litre of milk, whole milk, in no time, and that's going to have been, 120 times 5, that's going to be nearly 600 calories, just drunk. Hot litre of whole milk. I have goat's milk. But, it's that easy. And talking about calories of foods, like, think of all the high calorie foods that you can do to boost your calorie intake. Nuts, dark chocolate, avocados, pasta, cheese, oats, granola, cereal. Like, there's so many high calorie foods. I just don't get the argument of I can't eat enough to gain weight. So in Grant's case, he's not been able to get enough food down. He's not getting any peri-workout nutrition. Peri-workout nutrition means before, during and after. So that kind of workout window of nutrition. And as a result, he's not gaining muscle and he's not gaining strength. You will not gain strength or you will not gain muscle in most instances if you are not fueling the body adequately, if you're not getting enough overall calories, proteins, everything on board. So you've got to be eating sufficiently. I was actually just reviewing this in a recent set of research texts the other day, and they say that, the research indicates that for lean muscle gain, 200 to 400 calories extra per day is sufficient. So it only needs to be a very mild calorie surplus for you to build muscle. So, everyone wants to gain muscle as leanly as possible. There's no point putting on excess weight where you don't have to. Like, no one wants to get fat. So just take it slow, train really hard, keep testing your calorie ceiling. If you don't know what increasing your calorie ceiling is, then go to bencoomber.com and look at the second video down on the homepage of my website. It's got a quick little video there about how to increase your calorie ceiling to successfully sort of gain weight and be a higher performing individual. But what Grant's got right now, Grant's got a situation where it's massively valid to include liquid nutrition into your regime, and I would personally make it around milk, whole milk. I'd make it around whey protein shakes with fruit, with blended up with smoothies and stuff. You could mix it up with juicing. You could use NutriBullet, another great idea. Throw a scoop of protein powder, blend it all up. I personally don't have a NutriBullet. I know Lame Nutritionist doesn't have a NutriBullet, so I can't comment too much. I'm sure there's loads of amazing recipes on the internet that you can use. I'm not a massive fan of liquid nutrition because I find it hard enough not eating too much anyway. As a fat man that lives inside of me, I could happily put away 6,000 to 8,000 calories a day, I reckon. So yeah, great question, Grant, and it's a good topic, liquid nutrition, because it does have its place. It's just context. Everything about this is context. We could sit here and argue that it might not be perfect, but again, the reality is whey protein's cheap. Like per serving. I talked last Thursday on the podcast about our whey protein or some supplements. Works out less than £1 a serving. That's really good. Compare that to a chicken breast. I think it's not going to be as cheap as something like eggs. Eggs can be very cheap. What else can be very cheap? Tuna, if you shop around, can be very cheap. If you go in most supermarkets, 4 cans of tuna is about £5. If you shop around, you can get it for less than that. I've got it for less than that. So, whole food is always going to be good. But there is a rationale. There's always a rationale for liquid nutrition. Now, coming on to the point of bencoomber.com, my website, if you've never been and checked it out for a while, check it out. There's loads of free resources there. I've got interviews that other people have done with me. I've got free ebooks. I've got videos on there. I've got tons of stuff. I've got all the books that I've written on there. So all the stuff that you might want to learn about me. There's books about weight training in there in the gym. There's books about how to structure your nutrition. There's books about mindset and change. bencoomber.com has got a lot of info in it, and it's good to check back periodically because I'm adding stuff and I don't always remember to update people and stuff like that, and that's just the nature of the beast. Right, that's it. That's episode 208. We are done. It's a quick little cheeky one. Thank you for writing in, Grant. If you want your question answered on the show, then email bencoomber@gmail.com with the subject line podcast, and I will throw your question into the mix. I will answer it if it's good, and if it's bad, then sorry, but you need to make your question interesting. Right, that's it from me, Ben Coomber. Please support the show when it comes out. That would mean a massive amount to me, and I will see you on Thursday's show. Goodbye. Hey everyone, Ben Coomber Radio, and welcome to episode number 207. Now,